Hey everyone, welcome back to Redbanditracing. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see from a change of scenery, we have a new shop that we're going to be working in. There's going to be a lot that we're going to do here. As you can see where the cars are sitting right now. Obviously, we're missing one rustler, but we're going to put some shelving down there and we're going to change the backing a little bit so we can hang some parts and maybe put some shelves and some lighting. And this is going to be a cool little workstation where we can show you guys how to fix and repair the cars and show you guys how to do upgrades. This is going to be a lot better. It's going to give us a lot more space. So with that said, we have a new unboxing for you guys today. I told you we were going to try it again, and we are trying it again. We got the Losi 8 RTR. So I told you guys we were going to do another Nitro. I wasn't lying. I wasn't going to give up on it, but I wanted to try something that was a little bit better. And from what I've heard, this is a great car for beginners who don't know how to tune very well. So, and this really holds a tune very well from what I hear. We're gonna go through it just a little bit because I don't know too much about it, but this is the Losi 8 RTR Nitro. It's 4x4. I think it's been around for about 10 years now. And everything that this thing comes with, it comes with the radio, comes with everything that you need. You're just gonna need a few tools. Obviously, you're going to need a fuel bottle, igniter, and there's a little bit more information on the box. I want to go over a little bit of the specs with you guys after we open it up. But if you guys want to know everything about it, there will be a link in the description where you can find it and where you can find all the information. So let's go ahead and get right at it and get this thing unboxed. All right, so let's get this thing opened up. No, it's on an iPhone. I'm not going to break it. Ooh, this is a little bit bigger than I thought it was. Now, this is an 8th scale. So I thought it was going to be pretty big just because when you think of 8th scale, you think of pretty big. But the scaling has to do a lot with the chassis and how it's set up. It's boxed pretty well. Look at that. Kind of boxed around the tires. All right. So let's go and put this right here. See what's inside the box. We got some paperwork and put this box over here. And I believe this is the remote. Yes, that's the remote. Put that down there. Let me get something to go ahead and cut these zip ties. All right. And they really secure it in the box. That's pretty nice. Got one more down here. All right, let's see if we can get this off. There we go. Get those zip ties off. There we have. Let's see if there's anything else in the box, because the box does feel a little heavy. There should be some standard tools and batteries. Yeah, right there. Oh, and the wing. All right. So we're going to go over some of this stuff. Let's go ahead and get this remote out. Ooh, that's a nice remote. I like that. Some of them feel really stiff. If you guys notice that, like the TQI remotes, I like how they turn. Some of them feel kind of stiff, like the Armor Gorgon. I feel like that one feels a little stiff, and this one actually feels really loose. All right, before we get into it, let's go ahead and do a proper unboxing. Let's see what kind of paperwork this comes with. Let's see if I can, yeah, just some tape. This should be not just the owner's manual, but the parts manual. It should have a parts list. Yeah, it's got the part list and everything in the back. So that's pretty cool. I'm actually going to download the downloaded version just to have it. Comes a little Losi race inspired card and some little warning labels and stuff like that from Dynamite. And here in the bag, we have, ooh, what is that? I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look that up. It's a pin. It's like a plug. It's like a kill plug. I don't know what that is, but I like the TLR tool. It actually looks pretty cool. Comes with some batteries for your remote. And in this one, let's go and open this up because we're gonna have to open up anyways to put on the car. Looks like it comes with the wing and some stickers. Oops. All right. Well, that's actually a nice flexible wing. I bet you that lasts longer than the sledge. That's actually pretty nice. It's got some stickers here, and it's got the clips to put the wing on. Oh, that's cool. I'm definitely gonna put the stickers on. I think it looks pretty cool. A lot of guys, I think they were putting the sticker up here. Oh, yeah, I think that's where it goes because it's cut out. That's actually gonna look pretty cool. All right, now as for the car, wow, this thing actually feels pretty heavy. We're gonna go over the specs and everything, but this actually feels pretty nice. Look at the bottom. Bottom's got that nice aluminum chassis. Wow, that's kind of weird. Look at the mixture of, is this normal, guys? Is that normally how they come? They're using 2 different types of hexes here. And from what I've heard, Losi does use standard hexes on this. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but that's what people have been saying. So I did get some standard hexes just in case. Let's go ahead and get this body off so we can see everything else. It does have a nice wrap on it. This wrap right here. I'm going to take that off. Ooh, look at that. It's going to be a little bit... That's weird how they put the motor right there because everything fits really tight. Let's take a look at this body. Oh, I like how they wrap that. It's not bad. It's not a bad looking body. Typical Truggy buggy. I like the paint scheme on it. I like the design. That looks pretty cool. Wow, look at that. That looks pretty sweet. This is going to be really interesting. That dynamite motor, that's a 0.21 dynamite motor. That's going to look pretty cool. This is where your nickel hydride battery goes for your power. Here's your receiver box, your servos, your throttle linkage and your brake linkage and your steering linkage. We're going to go over the specs real quick, but I'm going to go ahead and get this wing on and see how this thing looks. All right, guys, so I got the stickers on. They come in separate pieces, so I thought that was kind of interesting, but oh man, that looks really good. These stickers on the side, they're actually too big. So I had to cut them down a little bit to make sure that they fit. But you know, I'm not really too worried about the stickers. It looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks really nice. It actually looks like a buggy now. This suspension, I can tell you right now, it feels really nice. Like they have some really good weight in here. It does have the front and rear sway bar, so that's pretty nice. Now, a couple of things that I did notice from other people is this pipe, the tune pipe. This seems to come undone a lot right here. These really don't hold it on very well. I guess it pulls off. So what everyone's been doing is they're replacing with the upgrade dynamite exhaust pipe, and that actually comes with springs to actually hold it on. So if that starts to happen, we'll go ahead and definitely replace it. The other drawback everyone keeps saying is the servos. Servos are really weak and they fail pretty quick. So I don't know if that's just from people bashing too hard with it or what, but we're gonna do like we always do. We're gonna leave everything the way it is, and we're actually gonna wait till it fails before we replace it. There's no point in upgrading this thing until there's a reason to upgrade. You got your spur gear right here, and here's the motor, and it is on right there in bottom dead. Actually feels nice and tight right there. I'm not gonna mess with it yet because we're gonna do all that when we do the break-in. And let's go ahead and get into some of the specs. All right, so it does come with the Dynamite 0.21 engine. It does have a pull start. All right, it does come with the SLR 300 surface receiver. I believe that was upgraded. All right, the Spectrum S614 waterproof metal gear surface servo. That is a 23T. It does come with dual. And like I said, we'll have to wait and see how those actually work, but they should be pretty decent for what we're gonna be doing. The tires are the 1/8 XTT Truggy 2.8 inch 7mm hex tires. And I don't know if you can see it, but you can kind of see it on the rear, but the front, everyone complains that they're out of round. They're actually out of round a little bit. I don't know if that's the foam in it or what it is, but they will smooth out the more I run it. All right, so the front and rear shocks are the 15mm adjustable oil-filled big bore shocks. Now this one does come with different springs from the front to the rear. So there's gonna be heavier springs, I believe, on the rear. I do like the adjustable collars, but remember, they are plastic. These are not aluminum. And one little side note is they do come with actually the boots inside to help keep a lot of the dirt and dust from getting into the oil. It does come with the Gen 3 radio tray, and that does offer the extended servo life. The chassis is a 4mm 6061 T6 aluminum. This should be pretty durable. I haven't heard no one complaining about any bending. It does have a 2.4 inch ground clearance, 7.1 inch height. It weighs about 7.8 pounds, which is actually pretty heavy. And the overall width is 12.1 inches. All right, the fuel tank capacity is 4.2 ounces, and I believe that's equivalent to 124.2 cc's. Let me go over a few other things with you right here. Here's your high-speed needle. This is going to be your low-speed needle down here. And your idle is right, I believe, right down below there. I'm going to get a couple of extra air filters for this. I did get a few extra glow plugs. Now, the glow plugs that go in this are cold plugs. But what I did was I went ahead and got some LC4, so I got some medium grade plugs, so we're going to be using those. As far as the nitro fuel goes, they recommend you going 20% nitro. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run 20% with 9% oil, and that's going to be through VP. I think VP makes great nitro fuel, and I've been highly recommended to use that. So that's what I'm going to do. As far as everything else goes, I think this is an interesting setup. I mean, look how they have everything laid out in here. I don't know if you noticed this, but look at the diff. Look where that axle, it's actually offset from the chassis. And I think they did that to keep everything in the center of the car. Now, for one, I've also heard this is front heavy, so it wants to nosedive a lot. So that's one thing to consider, especially when it starts running out of fuel and loses a little bit more weight, it becomes more back heavy. But that doesn't seem to be a problem. I really like the setup. All the suspension linkage, it's actually pretty nice. It's not tunable. I'm pretty sure you can upgrade this to tunable, so you can actually adjust if I decide to take this racing. But as far as the build quality goes, it's a little bit loose, but it's not terribly bad. I really like it. The dog bones are pretty thin. I mean, look how thin those are. But I do like how it comes with steel drive cups and steel dog bones, so that's really nice. Overall, just from first impressions, this actually looks like a very well-built car, and now I kind of know why everyone kind of uses Losi. So I went ahead and picked this up at A-Main Hobbies. I was on Horizon Hobbies looking at different cars because I saw they were having a big sale, and they actually had this car. I was actually looking for the Losi 8T. And I was like, okay, well, that was a pretty good deal. And then this one popped up. This one actually regularly was $469.99. And it was on a Blizzard sale for $300. There's no way I was going to pass it up. This is a very, very good car. So I went ahead and picked it up. And actually, before we ordered it, Horizon Hobby sold out of them. So I couldn't get one. So I quickly went over to A-Main and I quickly picked one up. It took a little extra time to get here because it was on back order. But hey, $300 for a car like this, not a bad deal. All right, we finally were able to do this unboxing. I've had this car for a couple of days now, but it's been running really bad. So we've been trying to find a good time, not only to do the unboxing, but do the break-in. So this is our first Losi. It's not gonna be our last. There's another Losi that I have my eye on. I also have my eye on a Kyosho, and Kyosho makes great RC cars. But as far as this one goes, I'm really happy with this. This might actually get me into doing some racing. That'd be really cool to take this to maybe Hot Rod Hobbies and Raceways and do a little bit of racing once I get this broken in and really get comfortable with the tuning. As far as the braking procedure is going to go, that's going to be in the next video, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We're going to do the break-in, and in the video after that one, we're going to do its full first run. As far as the break-in goes, you guys can give me some ideas. You guys were really helpful with that Revo, but what I'm going to do is what I've been told to do is go ahead and get this thing to run on idle through 2 tanks and make sure it's nice and rich. Make sure it's spitting fuel, that way it's well lubricated. And then after 2 tanks, let it cool all the way down, and then to put it through 4 or 5 heat cycles. Now, what they're referring to about that is driving around, getting the temps all the way up, and then once the temps are nice and high, to shut it off and let it cool completely down to ambient temperature, and to do that 4 times. And then after that, I'm not sure if I should still run it quarter throttle, half throttle, 3/4 throttle, run it through a couple more tanks that way before I really start to get on the throttle. I want to make sure this engine's broken properly, because the better you break these engines in, from what I hear, the better it's going to run and the longer it's going to last. I know everyone's running 30% nitro, but I am going to run 20%. I was told that you had to install a head spacer. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. A head spacer in order to run 30%. I don't know if that's because of 30%. Maybe it's really harsh on the motor. I don't know. I see a lot of guys running 30%. So, but I am going to break it in. I have 3 quarts of 20%. So if you guys think I should run this on 30% and I don't need to do any other changes to this, I will definitely do it for you guys. Just let me know what kind of glow plugs I should be using. But like I said, I am going to be using the LC4 through OS. I've heard those are great plugs. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think this car looks really nice. I think this is going to be really fun. And we are gonna race this against some of our other cars just to see how it does on the track. So anyways, leave some comments down below if you guys like this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.